Finally, Luton are playing at home this season. We're playing at home against Gillingham in the League Cup. I'm really looking forward to this one. I'm going to be attending, and here is my match preview for this game. Now, Luton, as already mentioned, are playing at home in this game, and it's a good opportunity to see the new stand being built, the old bobber stand that's finally been done, and it's ready for the game on Friday, which is the more important one in this situation, no disrespect to Gillingham, in the Premier League against West Ham. This game is probably like a tester for it, but I'm really looking forward to seeing it, you know, being in the stadium for the first time and actually seeing what it's like to actually have a stand there, apart from seeing boxes, because throughout my whole time supporting Luton, it's always been the boxes. So yeah, it's going to feel a little bit different, but I'm looking forward to seeing it. And I'm also looking forward to seeing the starting 11 that's going to be playing against Gillingham. Now, as the Premier League side, you know, I remember being in Gillingham's situation and doing a match preview on us playing against a Premier League team and just not wanting the Premier League team to disrespect us. So I don't want to disrespect Gillingham in any way possible. They are a side that has started the season off extremely well in League 2, and they are currently second in League 2. In fact, they lost their first game of the season on the weekend. They got beat by Colchester 3-0 at home. Unfortunate result, but you know, still plenty of positives on the start of the season which they've had. Now, from what I've read about Gillingham over the last, you know, I say season or two, you know, they've really properly sorted out the football operational side of things. You know, in recruitment, I've noticed that they've got Kenny Jackett as their director of football. They've got Harris as their manager. You know, plenty of experience there in management, you know, and managers who have managed at a higher level than League 2, so they obviously are looking at, you know, the direction of trying to go up the leagues, and maybe promotion this season from League 2 is on the cards for Gillingham this year. They've got a few experienced players in their team. I've seen that they've got Sean Williams, who was a very good player at Millwall. Same with Scott Malone as well. I'm really shocked that he got released from Millwall and ended up playing in League 2, but he was really good for Millwall, especially under Harris as well. So yeah, you know, plenty of experience there, and obviously they've had a really good start in League 2. Now, the one thing which I do think is going to happen is Luton are going to be making some changes. Now, this wouldn't be to disrespect Gillingham in any way. It's the fact that we're playing on Friday. The Friday game is more important than the League Cup. It really is. At home against West Ham, it's the first Premier League home game for us. That is more important. You know, that's just fact. So I can imagine certain players who have already played the first two games, Brighton and Chelsea, I'm probably not going to play in this game on Tuesday, and it's a good opportunity for players who've been on the bench or have come on or haven't featured at all to prove to Rob Edwards that they deserve an opportunity in the Premier League, and they've got to put in a really good performance in against Gillingham. There's no excuse for Luton to lose this game, and I say this without disrespecting Gillingham. You know, the team that's probably going to play is a very good Championship team that's going to play. You know, that could beat a few Championship teams. There's no excuse not to win, in my opinion. But that doesn't mean Gillingham are not going to show up. You know, they're going to give it their all. They're going to, you know, beating a Premier League team is exactly what they're going to want to do. You know, the press, you know, the positives which they can get from that is such a good thing. And like I've said, they've had a really good start to the season. So they're not going to be a team that's going to come and get fresh 5-0. They're going to want to give us a good game. So we need to be on it ourselves, and it's like I've already said, it's a good opportunity for players that haven't featured to prove that they can play. What do I think the starting 11 is going to be? I do think Tim Krul's going to start, or James Shea. It's definitely not going to be Thomas Kaminski in goal. The defence, I'm expecting Alfie to play, and I'm expecting Reece Burke to play. The thing is, in the defence, the problem is because we don't have enough depth within the centre-back roles, because we've got a few injuries, you're going to see the same players. I don't think Tom Lockyer's going to start, so I do think it's going to be Burke, Amari Bell and Mans Anderson. I do think this is a good opportunity not to play Tom Lockyer. So it's going to be a very strong defence anyway. In the midfield, I'm expecting, you know, Alan Campbell. I'm expecting Luke Berry. I'm also expecting Pelly to potentially be the midfield three. And then looking at the strikers, I'm looking at Woodrow and I'm looking at Brown. I ideally want Brown to play on Friday. I do want him to start. But, you know, this is a game where he's got to prove that he deserves to start. And if he can get a couple of goals, he's sending a message to Rob Edwards and going, I need to be starting on Friday. And I really want to see Brown and Morris, you know, start on Friday against West Ham. I think it's also very important that in this game we don't get any injuries, especially in the defensive areas. That would be very lovely. So if the Gillingham attackers want to take it a little bit easy, that would be greatly appreciated, because we can't afford any more injuries at the back. We've just got Reece Burke back, and we've got to be careful on how we manage him, because he played against Chelsea and it looks like he's got away with it injury free. So he's going to start in this one, and yeah, I just hope he doesn't get injured, because he's a really good centre-half. And if you look at that starting 11, that's a very good starting 11. That's not an average starting 11. That is a very good starting 11 that could beat a lot of teams in the Championship quite easily as well. So I don't think we're disrespecting in Gillingham in any way by playing that starting 11. It's probably the first time where in watching Luton I've gone, when we played a second string team, and I've gone, you know what, this team is actually really good, and in this situation it actually really is. You know, you've got Jacob Brown and Woodrow, two really good strikers in my opinion, and the midfield trio of Pelly, Luke Berry and Alan Campbell, not bad. And the defence of, you know, Alfie, you've got Kapore who could start, you've got Amari Bell, Giles, you know, those are strong, you know, good players who've just recently played 2 Premier League matches. So I am fully confident that we can win against Gillingham, progress to the next round, and have a little cup run, as well as we're trying to stay up in the Premier League. But as I've already mentioned, Friday is more important against West Ham. But yeah, those are my opinions, guys. Hopefully you did enjoy listening to my video. Hopefully you agree with a few things I've said. Let me know your thoughts heading into this game against Gillingham. It'd be extremely nice to actually sell out the stadium. I know ticket sales haven't been amazing, and I know this isn't the must-watch game of the season, but it would be nice to, you know, have a fully packed out stadium to support the boys, because we're going to see a lot more defeats than wins this year, and this could be one of very few wins if we do beat Gillingham this year. So yeah, if you're not doing anything, please turn up, get a ticket, watch the boys, support the boys this year, and yeah, I'll see you all in the next video, guys.